Hey guys, we're starting our midterm exam review today, so please take notes. Remember, everything I write, you write. This is all for you. So please pause the video, copy it down, take good notes because you're going to need that to refresh your memory and study and prepare well for this exam. So the first section we're going to go through is section 2-1. I'm just going to go in order. We started with chapter 2 this year, then we went to chapter 3, and now we're on chapter 6. So by next Tuesday, we will have reviewed everything that you need to know for the exam. And you're going to kind of create your own review guide because you're going to be taking notes in your math journal. That's going to be your review guide. Okay? So the first section is evaluate each expression when x equals -5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in that -5 for x and then solve each problem. So if I plug in -5 here, I have the absolute value of -5. What's the absolute value of a number? It's how far that number is from 0. How far is -5 from 0? It's 5 spaces away. So the absolute value of -5 is 5. For the next problem, I have a negative on the outside of the absolute value bar, so I have to keep that there. Then I'm going to put -5 inside for x. Now, again, the absolute value of -5 is +5, but because there's a negative on the outside, that has to stay. That does not come off with the absolute value bars. So the negative absolute value of -5 is -5. And then the last one doesn't have any bars, so we're just going to plug in -5 for x. So I have that negative that's right here, and then x equals -5. So I have two negatives. What happens when you have two negatives next to each other? They turn positive. So my answer to this problem is just going to be a +5. Okay, section 2-2 is on order of operations. So on the side, I've written down my order of operations, PEMDAS. Please write that down and remember it. You have to do these problems in order of PEMDAS or you're going to get the wrong answer. So number 4 says 30 plus 4 times 3. According to order of operations, I have to do multiplication or division before I do addition and subtraction. So the first thing I'm going to do is 4 times 3. So I'm going to bring this 30 down. And 4 times 3 is 12. Now I can do that part, 30 plus 12, which is 42. And that's my answer. For number 5, order of operations says parentheses first. So the first thing I'm going to do is what's in parentheses. Then I'm going to bring down the rest. I do one step at a time. Even at my age of 29, I still do one step at a time because I don't want to make a mistake. If you start combining steps in your head, you're going to make a mistake. Don't do that on the exam, please. So now I'm going to bring the 125 down. And what is 5 squared? 5 squared is 25. So we did parentheses first. We did exponents next. Now, the last thing we're going to do is division. So 125 divided by 25 is going to equal 5. And number 6, again, I'm going to do parentheses first. So 10 minus 4 is 6, and I'm going to bring down the rest. Exponents next. So I'm going to bring this down because I'm not using it yet. And I'm going to do 3 to the 3rd power, which is 3 times 3, which is 9, times 3 again, which is 27. Now I have to do my multiplication or division before addition and subtraction. So 6 times 2 is 12. Bring down the 27. And then the last step is to add those two. 12 plus 27 is going to be 39. So in your math journal, copy all these down and I'll be right back with some more. All right, for the next section, we're still using order of operations, but now they're giving us a value for n, and they're saying n equals 10 in the directions, and then we have to plug that into each of these expressions and find out what the answer would be when n is 10. So I hope I got the numbers right. I forgot to see what number we were on when I erased the last screen, so I think we're on 7. But I'm going to plug in 10 for n, and remember, when two things are written next to each other, it means multiply. And then I'm just going to write the rest of the problem. So 3 times 10 is 30. Bring down the 22. I'm not skipping steps. And then 30 minus 22 is 8. All right, the next problem. Again, plug in 10 for n. Now, order of operations says that I have to do parentheses first. So I'm going to bring down the 1/3 because I'm not using it yet. And 10 plus 20 is 30. So now I have 1/3 times 30. So what I need to do is draw that imaginary 1 that's always sitting under every number, and then I can just multiply the top numbers together and multiply the bottom numbers together. So 1 times 30 is 30, and 3 times 1 is 3, and then I want to break that down. 30 divided by 3 is going to be 10. And the last one, number 9, again, we're going to plug in 10. And order of operations says exponents comes before multiplication, so I'm going to do my exponents first. So I'm going to bring this down. 2 to the second power is 4. Now I can do my multiplication and division from left to right in order that you get to it. So 50 times 10 is going to be 500. And then 500 divided by 4 is going to be 125. And that's it. For the next section, it says simplify. So what I need to do when it says simplify is I'm going to combine my like terms. All right, so this actually covers 3 different sections because in the book it breaks it up by addition and subtraction and multiplication and division, but we're just kind of throwing them all together in this one section. So what I need to do is look for like terms. In number 10, I have 2 like terms because they both have a y. So that means I can put them together. So I can just subtract the numbers, write the y next to it in the answer. So 7y minus 3y is going to equal 4y. Number 11, I'm going to want to underline or circle my like terms so I don't get confused when I have a lot of like terms like this. So I'm going to underline my x's and I'm going to circle my y's, and notice that I include the sign that's on them so that I do the right thing when I'm putting them together. All right, so 5x minus 3x is going to equal 2x, and then 2y plus 5y is going to equal 7y. And that's it for that one. I can put my x's together because they have the same variable, and I can put my y's together because they have the same variable, but then I have to stop because x and y are different. I cannot combine them. Okay, number 12 is using the distributive property. So I'm going to distribute 5 times m is going to be 5m, and 5 times 8 is going to be 40. Again, I cannot sorry. I cannot combine those two because one has a variable and one does not. So I'm just leaving it like this, 5m plus 40. And then this one, I have to do distributive property first, and then I'm going to have to do a little bit more combining. So 4 times x and 4 times -2. It's going to give me -8, and I'm going to bring down the 6x. Now I'm going to circle my like terms. I have 4x and I have a positive 6x. So 4x plus 6x is going to be 10x. And then just bring down the -8 and stop there, because you cannot combine a variable with just a number again. So you're going to leave those two separate because they are separate. And that's the end. So copy those down and I'll be right back for some more. Okay, these are the last two for our review today, and we're going to keep reviewing tomorrow. And what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Wednesday. Thursday and Friday as well. So, and here's what I just thought of. And hopefully you thought of this sooner too, but if not, it's okay. We'll do it from now on. Pause the video now and try solving these on your own, and then see if you got the same answer. That would be a good way to know if you're prepared for the exam. So, sorry about that. The last thing we're going to do is simplify again, combining like terms, and I have division. Remember, fractions mean divide. So I'm going to have to divide whatever's on the bottom by everything that's on the top. So that means I'm going to do 15n divided by 5, and I'm going to do 30 divided by 5. So 15n divided by 5 is just going to be 3n. Just divide the numbers and then write the variable. And 30 divided by 5 is going to be 6. And I'm going to stop right there. And typically when you have a problem like this, if there's two terms up top, you're going to have two terms in your answer, because I can't combine a variable with just a number. All right, and then the last one, we need to be really careful because there's negatives. So that's going to be a little bit of a tricky part for this one. So -18x divided by -3 is going to be a positive 6x. And 36 divided by -3 is going to be a -12. And I'm going to stop right there because I can't combine the x with the 12. And that's all for today. So make sure you copy all these things in your math journal, rewatch the video if you need to, and we'll do more tomorrow.